Measure 114. Result of yes vote. Yes vote requires background check, safety training, fee for permit to acquire firearms. State police maintain new permit firearm database. Criminally prohibits certain magazines exceptions. Results of no vote. No vote retains current law. Seller transferor must request criminal background check. Permit safety course not required. No magazine capacity restrictions. Summary. Oregon law currently allows persons over age 18 to acquire firearms. Federal law requires age 21 for some handgun purchases. Seller transferor must request criminal background check. Measure requires permit from local law enforcement to acquire firearm. Person must pay fee, submit photo ID, fingerprints, complete approved safety training, pass criminal background check, not be prohibited from possessing firearms. Officer may deny permit to person believed danger to self or others. Permit issued within 30 days, valid 5 years. Permit denials appealable. Must present permit, pass background check to acquire firearm. State police maintains permit firearm database. Magazines over 10 rounds or readily modified to exceed 10 rounds prohibited. Exception for current owners and inheritors. Exceptions for law enforcement, armed forces, criminal penalties, other provisions. Estimate of financial impact. The intent of the measure is for revenues from permits to cover administrative costs. Cost estimates related to the measure were received from state and local government. However, there is uncertainty in the assumptions regarding the estimates made, including the projections of the number of permit applications, the revenue associated with those permits, and other related costs. There is also uncertainty in potential cost savings to state and local government expenditures due to an expected decrease in firearm-related injuries and death. Therefore, the financial impact of Measure 114 for state and local governments is indeterminate. Explanatory statement. This measure changes Oregon law relating to firearms by 1. Requiring safety training and completed background check to obtain permit to purchase firearms, and 2. Generally prohibiting use, manufacture, sale, and purchase of large capacity ammunition magazines. Currently, no permit required to obtain firearms. Background checks required, but after 3 days firearms may be sold transferred before background check completed. Firearms cannot be possessed by prohibited persons, including felons, certain criminal defendants, individuals with certain adjudged mental illnesses, and individuals subject to domestic abuse or extreme risk protection orders. License required to carry concealed handgun. State police tracks background checks, no requirement for searchable database of gun purchases ownership. May retain records for 5 years. No required safety training except for concealed handgun license and hunting license for youth. Sheriff must deny concealed handgun license based on failed background check or determined applicant possesses danger to self or others. No restrictions on firearm magazines. Violations by sellers, transferors are Class A misdemeanors. Repeat violations may be felonies. Under measure, individuals must have permit to obtain firearm from gun dealer, private individual, or at gun show. To obtain permit, valid 5 years. Applicant must complete approved safety course, including a review of relevant laws, safe firearm storage, firearm abuse, misuse, prevention, applicant's hand-on demonstration of basic firearms handling and firing, instruction certified by a law enforcement agency. Pay initial fee, maximum $65, covering fingerprints, background check, $50 renewal. Submit application to state police, which prepares rules for required information and application. Pass background check, be cleared to possess firearms. Permit may be denied if applicant possesses danger to self or others. Establishes appeals process for denied, revoked, or non-renewed permits. Requires state police to maintain electronically searchable database of permits. State police report statistical permit data, may report other information to ensure permit process is administered in consistent and equitable manner. Sale, transfer, or firearm to person without a permit is a Class A misdemeanor. Repeat violations may be felonies. Possessing a firearm without a permit is not itself a crime. Regulates large capacity magazines. Large capacity magazines include fixed detached magazines or functional equivalent that can accept more than 10 rounds of ammunition and allows a shooter to keep firing without having to pause to reload. Exceptions for lever action firearm and permanently altered fixed magazines, 10 rounds or fewer. 180 days after passage of the manufacture, sale, use, or possession of large capacity magazines is a Class A misdemeanor. Exception for law enforcement and armed services personnel in performance of their duties, and those who own or later inherit large capacity magazines when used on owner's property at shooting ranges, competitions, while hunting consistent with applicable regulations and during transportation to permissible location and secured separately from firearm, have affirmative defense. At any time, individuals may avoid criminal liability by turning in large capacity magazines through a law enforcement approved buyback or turn-in program, provided no charges are pending.